Hello YouTube, my name is Alan Samsel and welcome to my channel. It's Alan's Cloud. Today's topic is going to be a quick one. I got sidetracked by a different project. Sometimes I get into fixing iPhones. I'll pick them off of Craigslist. Mainly got into repairing iPhones with the iPhone 4s, iPhone 5s when my sons would break theirs. Or I would buy them cheap in order to get them a replacement, a new one, and work on them myself. So wanted to pass on a tip that I just picked up on an iPhone X. I hadn't actually dealt with an iPhone with the newer water seals, and if you're curious how to get into the phone and get past that water seal in a good way, stick around. This video is for you. So just to give you a little background information, sometimes I pick up iPhones. I like to tinker, crack them open, try to find out what's wrong with it and see if I can't get it to work. Well, recently I found one here on Craigslist. I got an iPhone X, box and everything for about $100, and it's stuck in an infinite boot loop, and I can't actually seem to get it out of that. So I may end up selling it for parts, but the phone itself is actually in really decent shape. I'm the first one to crack it open. In fact, that was part of my stipulation to the guy to buy it for $100. I've never had really good luck going in behind somebody to repair a phone that somebody's already tinkered with. But this one hadn't been opened even by the Apple Store. Turns out it must be something to do with hardware. So as I said, I may end up selling it for its parts, or I may end up buying some different parts and trying some Swaptronics. But one of the things I wanted to pass on today is about the water seal that's in it. At the time when I was opening this thing up, I've gotten different. This is an iFixit kit that I think my wife gave me for Christmas, knowing that I tinker with this stuff. Pretty cool. But one of the gotchas is the little Phillips and normal Torx heads that come in this particular kit. It doesn't have the newer one that works on the iPhone X. It's they call it a Y-tip. It's funny because this Christmas I actually had brought this one to work and didn't realize that I bought one of the Y-tip ones online. Turns out I did have one inside of this newer kit here. So I brought that home and was able to finally open it up and get past all of the different there's panels inside the phone. But anyway, the first step was getting the phone open. So you attach the suction cup to it, then you have to actually kind of slice around where the screen is because there's this waterproof seal. Well, one of the things you want to do is you want to heat up the phone. So the trick that I did, I've known about the possibility to do this for a long time, but never really applied it to an iPhone because on the iFixit site they're selling you these iOpeners, or you're gonna have to go get a hairdryer and see if that works to heat things up, or a heat gun. But what happens if you don't have any of those? So I didn't have any of those handy, so I went a little old school and show you. This is just a white tube sock with rice on the inside of it, right? About that much rice. So it just happened to be what I had left in a bag, and an old tube sock. Tied it off, stick that in the microwave for about a minute, and you'll pull it out of there, and it'll be nice and warm enough and conformable enough that you can put down something plastic between the phone and the bag. And it, the rice will conform, and it'll apply a nice even heat right to that edge where you want to start to open the phone at, which is down near the charging port. So this rice technique, a tube sock with rice in it, you can put it in the freezer and use it as a, the opposite of a heating pad. You want to put one area with cold and it conforms. But a tube sock with rice in it, you put it in the microwave, and you can use it as a heating pad. Very conformable, and it's reusable. You don't need to wet it down or anything like that. You're just microwaving the actual rice the way it is. So this was my poor man's iPhone opener. Come to find out, I actually did have one of the ones from the iFixit folks hidden in a closet. I found that later on, but this worked perfectly fine. Again, it about a minute in the microwave. You can tell when it's a little bit too hot if you've done it too much. But just put that on the phone and you'll be able to crack it open yourself. So hopefully this video helps somebody who likes to tinker and maybe doesn't have all of the same tools. But that trick will help you get into any of the iPhones that have the waterproof seal to it, and probably other phones as well. So hope that helps. Like the video, subscribe. This is not my usual. I'll get back to my other videos here real soon. But for now, this is it. Thanks.